What's happening, people? And once again, welcome back to youtube.com/CubCamTV for this, another edition of CubReacts, as we jump into a brand new release. This one, the brand new album from man like BOJ. He's literally dropped this last night. The collaborations on this album look absolutely incredible. The tracks we've already heard off it sound incredible as well. And we're going to jump into this one next. This one goes by the name Awolowo, and it features WIZKID and Darkovibes. Very excited to jump into this one. It's just the visualizer at the moment, literally just the artwork and the audio, but this is what we're going to jump into today. I am so excited to explore this tune. What a link up. This is going to be BOJ, WIZKID and Darkovibes. Without further ado, you know what? We're going to jump right into this one this morning. I don't want to wait around. I don't want any messing. We're just going to get right into it. So let's go.
Yeah. Buzz. Stop. Ding, ding, whoa.
GMK, better make that do.
Lots of auto-tune.
Baby, can I make up your daddy, yeah. I ain't from me, baby, to the sunny, yeah. Girl, your love don't sweet me pass the honey, yeah. And you know, sister boy got the money, yeah. Whoa, oh baby, sweet, what up, whoa. I don't they done, but
going right back to kind of more old school Wiz on this one. Again, the much more sort of dancehall influence sort of approach on this one. Very kind of scattered drum patterns. This definitely feels like right from the jump. This is a tune built for the clubs. You know, this is a tune that definitely feels like it's built for a kind of live, slightly more bougie environment. I feel the way it kind of sounds. The tracks we've actually heard off this project so far have been quite kind of leaning towards the Alte sound, whereas this kind of comes a lot more in, a lot harsher, a lot more electronic on the drum sounds, a lot more kind of digitalized with the vocal as well. A lot of auto-tune on that intro from Wiz. Sounding solid though. Definitely sounding like a tune I'd like to hear in a dance. Definitely a tune to turn up to. I feel that's what they're going for.
Man, if not let whoa, say I did what up. Yo, if you there with me, girl, you go post. There with my niggas do the most. Money never hand, never bang. And I go show you life, my girl, you don't know. Say if I fuck you, nobody gonna know. Oh baby, if I kiss you, nobody gonna know. Plenty love where I get that one.
You know what? There's a really kind of finessey way to use auto-tune. And I feel that sort of little input there is exactly it. Just kind of randomly going into these higher pitched kind of almost cobra-like melodies. You know, it just kind of, they feel like it's a cobra kind of rearing its head. That's how it kind of visualizes in my head. But again, sounding really, really cool. Very kind of minimal instrumentation on this. You've got these kind of very dark piano chords leading the way. You've then got very kind of digitalized synthesis leading the way. A very kind of prominent 808-led bass line underneath as well. Not the sort of arrangement I would have expected on this type of tune, but I feel as we listen through this album, and by the way, we're going to be getting into a lot of reactions off this album today. This is my day. I've cleared my schedule. I'm reacting to most of this album today. And it's really interesting to kind of hear how, just how different this is already from the tracks we've already heard on there.
No wasting night, let's go.
Oh, that vocal is so clean. Everything about this is just dripping, bro. Like, you've got this, there's something about the way that BOJ enunciates his vocals as well. It just has this kind of drippy texture to it. It's why he sounds so good over the more kind of out there, Alte kind of sounds a lot of the time. But this just, that hook summarizes why he's such a special artist. And I think this is an album that I've been looking forward to for a hot minute. I didn't realize the full track listing would be this good. Obviously, he's spoken about the album being on the way. But wow, this sounds absolutely fantastic. Again, the transition from the very digital verse from WIZKID into the much more kind of, again, organic, almost kind of swampy kind of overlaying of BOJ's hook just sounds so cool, sounds so natural in that transition, which it shouldn't do. Digital into very kind of organic shouldn't sound natural, but it does. It's a brilliant piece of production.
Would you really love me if I didn't fuck you good, and I didn't look as good, and I didn't Whoa, Bashiani was Solomon. Whoa, yeah, but just to pay me, but she said, you say after the club, she go turn into wolf. She go beat me like King Kong, yeah. She say after the club.
I love the transitions on this tune, man. Again, kind of in and out of that organic hook for either side, you've got this much more sort of digitalized, I feel much more club-orientated style of vocal. This is for the sing-along crew, isn't it? This is for the little dips in the instrumental as well, just giving it that much more impactful kind of land. And again, this little melody that you hear underneath the vocal, this kind of this really kind of it sounds very much like a kind of like a keyboard sound, but it's a very synthesized keyboard sound. But it just adds this kind of, I don't know, kind of darker nature to the way the tune's been put together. It adds a sense of mystery, a sense of eeriness to the overall arrangement. And this is what BOJ does so well. He's so good with the instrumentals he works with. I don't know how involved in the production he is. I'm assuming he's quite involved. But this kind of murky kind of feeling that you get off a lot of the tunes that he's involved in, really, really cool.
Go down into war, she go beat me like King Kong. Yeah. Nobody gonna get swagger like us. Only young boys do the most. Show you fake love, then they go post. Never socialize, them all close. If I fuck you, nobody gonna. Oh baby, they give me, nobody gonna. Oh baby, make a touch a window. Never socialize, them all close.
Oh, bro, and that transition again, did you hear how smooth that was? Going out of one section, which is literally just digital, we are in a club, everyone is drinking expensive alcohol, to this much more kind of lounge, you know what, we're chilling out, we're wearing sunglasses kind of vibe. Like that transition sounds so cool. And again, I think it's a real credit to how good this album's going to be as we listen through it. Like I've reacted to the track Culture with Any. I've been meaning to do a full reaction to In the Loop, but I've listened to it so many times, the reaction wouldn't be genuine at this point. That's one of my favourite tunes I've heard this year. And this, again, it's so different, but it still holds that kind of very cool BOJ vibe, which we know is going to be populating this album in many different ways. This is sounding wicked, man. Let's go. Even a little vinyl crackle in there as well.
Check out utilize all the time that we have. Would you really love me if I didn't
you've got this
get
kind of,
Would you really
I
love
don't
me
know how
if
to
I
describe it, this kind of like alarm, like you've got this really kind of jittery, again, alarm, almost kind of sine wavy kind of beep sound, which is actually adding a lot to the melody. It almost sounds like a kind of heart monitor that you'd hear in a hospital or something like that, but it's obviously been sped up and changed. It adds, again, this sense of tension, and I don't know whether that's because we associate alarms and that kind of beeping sound with tension, and it kind of adds into that overall kind of arrangement feel, but it's such a cool little element to add, especially towards the end. We'll let this one run through to the end and then give you our final breakdown, but I am very impressed.
I didn't fuck you good, then I didn't look as good, then I didn't have swag.
Oh, this instrumental's tough as well. The guitar lines sound great. I think the sound I heard earlier that I was talking about that I thought was a synthesized key is actually that guitar. It's just very masked in the arrangement. When you hear it standalone, you actually get to hear all the kind of string movement and stuff in the lower end. But yeah, wow. Awolowo, this one from BOJ alongside WIZKID and Darkovibes. Wow. Wow. What a wicked way to kind of start off our reactions to this album. There are some incredible collaborations on there by the looks of things, and I'm so excited to dive into as many of them as I can, but this is the first one we're doing today. Guys, let me know your thoughts on the tune in the comments section down below. I'm really keen to hear from each and every one of you. For me, the highlights, definitely BOJ's hook. I think the way WIZKID lands, very kind of abrasive, quite aggressive in the vocal to begin with, and again, that's not something we tend to hear from Wiz as much anymore. Going back to some much more kind of old school dancehall influence sound for him. And then, of course, the transitions in and out of the hook section, the way they are so subtle and yet so impactful. For me, that's such a cool thing to be able to hear. A fabulous piece of production. Big up BOJ. And yeah, I'm excited to see what you guys think. So let me know in the comments section down below. And as always, if you are new to the channel, please make sure you're getting involved by hitting that subscribe button on the right-hand side of the page, turning notifications on, leaving a like, leaving a comment, and all of that good stuff. And we shall see you all next time, my friends. Have a fantastic day and peace.
Them sounding so good right now, but they're sounding a bright and town.
Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel right now, CubCamTV. Stay locked.